I did not expect this from the Lava Agni 2. I mean, I did not expect Lava to make a phone which has a curved body, a curved display, fairly powerful system on chip, 66-watt fast charging, and most importantly, Android 13 with absolutely no bloatware whatsoever. And all of this for around rupees 20,000. Hi, I'm Arshad. You're watching Track and Tech English. Let's talk a little bit more about the hyped Lava Agni 2, which has great specs on paper, but let's find out if it actually delivers. The first thing that caught my attention was the design and the build quality of the phone. It's a proper glass sandwich design with a curved glass on the rear, curved glass on the front that blends into a slim plastic frame in between. What Lava calls it is the 3D curved back, and this 3D curved back has this circular camera module with the 4 cameras placed very nicely symmetrically at the top 4 corners. This circular camera module does jut out from the rear, but thankfully it doesn't cause too much of a table wobble. This glass has a frosted matte finish, therefore the in-hand feel is actually good and it doesn't feel slippery at all. Having said that, the 200 plus gram weight of the device is distributed slightly unevenly and therefore it feels slightly top heavy as a result, but it's not too much of a concern in daily usage. As for the ports and buttons, you get a power button and a volume rocker on the right edge, and at the bottom you get a Type-C 2.0 port, a single speaker grill and a SIM card tray. Single speaker is of course not ideal, stereo speaker would have been better, but it does sound rich and lush in my testing, if not too loud. Take a listen for yourself and let me know what you guys think. So the Agni 2 is available only in one color. It's called Viridian. It's like this shade of green which looks very close to olive and it has a nice sheen to it. Actually, the entire time that I've had the phone, it does feel very premium. By the way, the Lava Agni 2 is quite a step up from its predecessor, the Lava Agni, which is available for about 15,000 rupees right now, and it is also available in YouTube's product buying link. Go check it out. Let me know what the shopping experience is like. Also, if you like the kind of content that we make, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give us your support. And the premiumness is further enhanced by the fact that you get a curved display on the front as well. This is a large 6.78-inch AMOLED screen with 120Hz refresh rate and short sensation alpha protection on the front. By default, the refresh rate is set at a dynamic switch of 120Hz, which means that it can switch between 120 and 60 depending on the content that's playing, but you can also set it to always high refresh rate at 120Hz as well. The display also supports HDR10+. I noticed that HDR support is available on YouTube but not on Netflix, but Lava says that Netflix support is also coming soon. In my testing, I noticed that the display is pretty vibrant and fairly bright as well. You get 500 nits of peak brightness when you're using the display indoors, and when you take it outdoors, it can touch a peak brightness of 950 nits, which is the same for when you're watching HDR content as well. But while watching HDR videos, I noticed that the algorithm sort of over sharpens the YouTube HDR videos. But most people who end up watching content on the Agni 2 will actually like the way it looks because it looks vibrant and rich and colorful. I do have one concern that I need to address, is that during my time of testing the phone and when I was using the camera app, sometimes the shutter button would not click or the record button would not click for video, primarily because the mistouch prevention algorithm is not that good. But both the problems that I've highlighted, whether it is the HDR over-sharpening algorithm or the mistouch prevention issues, can be fixed with the software update. Hope Lava can do that too. Regardless, thanks to the tiny bezels around the display, because of which you get great screen estate, and the tiny punch hole in the center, you get a screen experience that punches way above its weight. Also, part of the display is an in-display fingerprint scanner. Yes, Lava provides an in-display fingerprint scanner, and it can unlock the phone in 0.24 seconds. It's placed slightly low, but it's fast to unlock, so that's a good thing. The other good thing, and I was really surprised by it, is that the X-axis linear motor, the haptic feedback is very good. It's very well tuned. Well done on trying to give users a premium experience, Lava. Well done indeed. But what's even more surprising is the software experience that you get with the phone. The phone comes with Android 13 right out of the box. It's almost a stock Android experience with a few Lava embellishments on top of it. But what's heartening to see is that it's bloatware free, entirely bloatware free. It doesn't have any of the stupid apps like Moj and Josh. None of that is there. Out of the box, you get 29 apps. That's it. These are all mostly useful apps with a couple of extra Lava first-party apps added on top of it. And I must say this for Xiaomi and Realme, they need to take a page out of Lava's book, primarily because even if they bundle a lot of bloatware apps, what they need to do is to ensure that they give a clean experience, which means that at least try to not have a glance integration, personalized search option, and all of the dark patterns that exist within the software itself. It really takes away from a premium sort of experience that you expect from a phone. On top of it, Lava also promises assured upgrades to Android 14 and 15 on the Agni 2 and quarterly security updates as well. Currently the phone is running March security update, but more importantly, I hope Lava delivers on those promises. The phone also supports 13 5G bands, which includes N77 and N78, so no problem with connecting to Jio's 5G network and Airtel's 5G network. The Agni 2 is no slouch when it comes to performance either. You get the new MediaTek Dimensity 7050 inside, which is basically a slightly tweaked version of the Dimensity 1080. What's important, however, to note that it is one of the most powerful chips that you can find in this price category. And that is evident from the Antutu scores, which you can see on your screen right now, which is above 5 lakhs. And even the Geekbench scores are very good. But what's more important is that the phone doesn't throttle too much. In CPU throttle test, we got a stability of over 80%. In 3D Mark Wildlife's test, we got a stability of over 99%. I also downloaded Call of Duty Mobile, and you can play the game at high graphics with very high frame rates and low graphics at max frame rates. And it runs well. It doesn't heat up, it doesn't throttle. It's a good mid-range phone. And when you're using the phone regularly as well, up till now, I've noticed stable performance mostly, but I have to test it extensively and see how it holds up in prolonged usage. By the way, the phone also comes by default with 8 GB of RAM, of course, with virtual RAM on top of it, and 256 GB of internal storage as well. And this is the base and the only variant, mind you, which is superb considering the fact that the 8 256 GB variant of a similarly spec'd Realme 10 Pro Plus is at least 6,000 rupees more if you don't look at the discounted price of the Lava Agni 2. If you look at the discounted price, then it becomes 8,000 rupees more. Now, as for the battery, you get a 4,700 mAh battery inside. It's not your typical 5,000 mAh battery, and the adaptive battery hasn't had enough time to tune itself. So I will talk about battery life soon, but what you do get inside the box is also a 66 watt fast charger, and this charger can charge your phone from 0 to 100 in about 35 to 40 minutes, which is great. It is class leading, if I must say. Finally, let's talk about the camera. You get a 50 MP primary camera, which is an OmniVision sensor. You get an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and you get a couple of 2 MP cameras, which is basically a macro and a depth sensor. And on the front, you get a 16 megapixel selfie camera. The primary camera shoots fairly sharp pixel binned images, but you will definitely see slightly boosted colors, and the HDR processing could have been slightly better too. However, the skin tones are nice and pleasing when shooting friends and family, and the portrait mode is not too shabby at edge detection and creating a nice looking bokeh. But there is a difference in skin tone color that I noticed when shooting portraits and regular pictures. Low light shots, however, are not that impressive. The night mode algorithm doesn't do much to retrieve details from the shadows. The ultra wide angle color science consistency is off, and weirdly, you do not get the option for HDR with the ultra wide or the selfie camera. Talking about which, the selfie camera is decent in daylight but struggles in low light. Now you can shoot 4K 30 FPS videos using the primary camera, but the EIS kicks in at 2K 30 FPS resolution, and this is the first time I've encountered a phone with this specific recording resolution. You can shoot 1080p 30 FPS videos using the front camera, albeit without electronic image stabilization, but weirdly enough, you cannot shoot videos with the ultra wide angle camera. I mean, you cannot shoot at all, which is kind of odd. These are mostly my first impressions of the camera setup. If you want a more detailed review, let me know in the comments below. Also, I will add a G Drive link with all the samples we've shot till now. The Lava Agni 2 is undoubtedly a desirable phone and also a good phone, especially considering its price. The price of rupees 21,999 and with a special offer of rupees 19,999 is so good that it actually makes the Redmi Note 12 Pro series and the Realme Number series look more expensive in comparison, which is surprising, right? Let me also address the fact that we now have a truly Indian company making a phone which delivers a potent punch. And that too without cutting too many corners and offering the kind of refinement that most users come to expect from a phone in 20,000 rupees. To top it off, Lava is also providing a 1-year free replacement for your phone if anything happens to it. I just hope they can live up to that promise, but that's a really good promise to make. Anyway, I plan to spend more time with the phone considering there is bound to be a lot of interest for it, but my first impressions are very solid. What did you guys think of this green beast? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.